Hey guys, so I have got a Sephora haul here. If you tuned into yesterday's video, I did a shop with me video where I went onto the Sephora site and shopped like pretty much the new releases section, but I was going on for some specific products and I took you along for that ride, that little shopping ride online at Sephora. So I have my order here. We're going to be doing a try on haul, and I mentioned at the end of yesterday's video, my shop with me video, that I may be editing my cart a little bit, which I did just ever so slightly. So let me go ahead and open up this box. And let's see. Okay, packing slip. I just love opening up a nice big box of goodies. So the one thing, well, I took out two things. One thing I actually included in the video because I took that right out, and that was one of the Merit lip oils. So I took that out, and then after I stopped filming, when I was actually checking out, I took out the Lord Jones CBD lip balm because I had just gotten that lip balm from Suzanne Kaufman when I placed a Selfridges order, and I really love this lip balm, and I have a ton of lip balms, and I was like, what are you doing? So I took that out of my cart, but everything else I kept. So we pretty much have a full face here. In fact, I'm just gonna put on some of this Suzanne Kaufman balm. So I have the Merit, the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. I have the Merit Highlighting Balm Day Glow. I have the Merit Beauty Volumizing Pomade. This is that brow gel that I was really excited about. I also have this Say Really Great Gloss in Easy. That's what I ended up getting instead of the Merit Lip Oil. I did get the Kosas Cloud Set in Feathery. I did get the Tom Ford Quad in Desert Fox. And then I do have the 3 Tower 28 Beach Please Luminous Tinted Balms. And I have Rush Hour, Power Hour, and After Hour. So I did get all 3 of the new shades, and that is pretty much why I went on to Sephora and why I did the shop with me. So I'll be swatching all of these. I'll probably be able to cheek swatch like 2 of them if I want to do like a multi-dimensional cheek, but I will do arm swatches of all the products that I can. So let's go ahead and start with the Merit Beauty, what is it called? The Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. So this is what their outer box packaging looks like. Really nice, very luxe looking. And I got this in the shade Linen. And I got Linen because it's like a light, it was described as light with neutral undertones. And I generally like to go for things with a neutral undertone. So that looked appealing to me. And let's see, it's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and this was made in South Korea. So this is what the packaging looks like. And it is a stick formula. Yeah, and it twists up and twists down. So this is meant to be a foundation and a concealer. So I'm going to use it as both. I should probably take out a brush. I wanted to order the Merit brush, but that was out of stock, unfortunately. So I do have my BK Beauty 101 brush that I'll just put aside here. And I guess I'll just start by swiping. And I do like the size of this, being that this is supposed to be foundation and concealer. It'll be really nice for concealer, but I'm just going to start here. It is described to have like a medium coverage. So again, just taking my BK Beauty 101 brush and blending that in. Oh, it kind of has like a, almost like a powdery kind of feel. It doesn't feel like tacky or extra emollient. Sorry, my shirt is really loud. Sorry. I think the shade match is a good one for sure. It's probably a little bit light for my forehead. I say that all the time. It's either going to be too light for my forehead or too deep for my neck. But this seems to be kind of right in between. I would say it's like just a teensy bit deeper than my neck, lighter than my forehead. So this probably will like kind of blend nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit more to my forehead. I'm just sticking to this side of my face so we can compare with and without. But I'm just going to add a little bit more. I have the weirdest red patch on my chin right here. For no reason. It doesn't, there's no texture. It doesn't itch. It's like, it's so strange. It's just kind of a little bit red. Isn't that weird? All right, so there it is applied to this half of my face. Again, I think the color, the shade match is a good one. Actually, let me add a little bit more to my under eyes and see if I can kind of camouflage that discoloration, and that usually gives me a better idea if we've gotten to like a medium. Yeah, I can still see a little bit, so it's not, obviously it's not a full, but yeah, I would have to say it's like a medium coverage. And I would say it's actually sitting on all of my problem areas really nicely. I'm looking in particular at like around my nose, where foundations can kind of break up or look a little bit strange. I have eczema, scarring along my forehead. Everything actually looks really nice. I do have like a little dry patch right here, and it seems to be kind of catching on that skin a little bit, but it looks good. It actually looks really good underneath the eyes there. All right, so far so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply to the rest of my face. I am curious to see how it's gonna cover up like those sunspots that I have. All right, there it is all over my face. Let me just do another quick kind of close-up check-in over here. Yeah, I have a little dry patch over here too, and kind of emphasizing that. It's really kind of catching that. It looks nice everywhere else. I just wanted to show you those big sunspots that I have here on my cheek. You know, now that I'm looking at these, I would say that this coverage is a light medium. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe just spot conceal this over here and see if we can get to a medium. And then I would say it's a light medium buildable to medium. Yeah, it's much better with that second layer. So I would say this kind of starts out as a light medium and builds to a medium, which is really nice. I prefer a light medium, and then I can kind of control where I have a little bit more coverage. I can kind of use it as concealer, which is what this product is meant to be, both like a foundation and a concealer, which is really, really nice. I like the versatility of that. Yeah, everything is great except for the little dry patches that I feel like it's kind of picking up on. I feel like it's emphasizing those. But everywhere else I would say it looks really nice, like underneath my eyes and where I have larger pores. It looks good. It looks really good. Okay, moving on. What do I have next? So I do have a cream highlight. I have the brow. I have these cream blushes, but I do have this powder from Kosas. I think I'm gonna lay down a light layer of this powder and then go in with the powder products. I tend to like doing things in that order, which I know is not always what's recommended. I know a lot of people like to use cream and then use all of their powder products, but I don't know, I kind of like putting a little bit of powder down first. So this is the new Kosas Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Powder. And I love the Kosas baked bronzer, and I know that this formula is completely different, but I really wanted to try this. And if you guys were watching my video yesterday when I was actually shopping for this, I was like, yes, I want to get this. And then I noticed that it was recommended for normal to oily skin, and I have drier skin. So I am just curious to see how this is going to look. And I do use powder very, very lightly, so it's possible it can work for dry skin. So I did get the shade Feathery, which is described as a sheer light medium. And the packaging is much like their bronzer. It's a little bit on the thicker side because the product is baked. So it's this pretty big like pan in here. And the color of this is like a translucent white, where the bronzer was like a translucent kind of like minty green. Oh, I'm glad I got Feathery. I was going to get the shade lighter. It was like a sheer light, but I think this one is a much better match. So let me pull out a powder brush, and I grabbed my Xoxo powder brush. This is a very light, airy kind of powder brush. Again, I want to go in lightly. Picks up the powder very easily, and just gonna powder where I normally would want to take down a little bit of shine, which is, you know, right here where my pores are, larger pores are, and kind of between the brows, and just a little bit underneath the eyes. Definitely don't want to make my under eye look drier than they are. And then around my nose. It is pretty mattifying. With the little amount that I used, I see quite a difference. It really took down the shine. So I can see why they recommend this for normal to oily skin, but I think, I don't know, we'll have to see as the day goes on, but I think this actually looks pretty good. So long as you use a light hand, it looks pretty good on dry skin. So I'm gonna leave a pinned comment down below letting you know how everything wore throughout the day. Unfortunately, today I won't be able to do like a check-in or something at the end of the day, unfortunately. But I will leave a pinned comment down below just to let you know how everything kind of aged throughout the day. All right, I did not get any kind of bronzer product. I'm trying to think if I should just pull one out of my collection or just kind of forego bronzer. Maybe I'll skip bronzer today. Why not? All right, let's jump over to the Tower 28 Luminous Tinted Balms. I feel like they changed the name of this. This used to be like a lip and cheek something shine. Anyway, these are their Luminous Tinted Balms. And let me just take them all out of the packaging here and we'll do some swatches. All right, so the lightest of the newest shades is called Rush Hour. Just a beautiful coral. And here is a swatch of Rush Hour. Next we have After Hours. This is such a pretty like berry rose shade. And here is a swatch of After Hours. And then finally we have Power Hour. And this is really kind of like a deep neutral nude shade. Ooh, so pretty. And here is a swatch of Power Hour. So I did want to swatch the two shades that I have already just so we can compare to the new shades. So I have Magic Hour and Happy Hour, but here is a shot of my arm with all 5 of the shades that I have now. So from left to right, we have the new shade Rush Hour, After Hours, and Power Hour. Those are the 3 new shades over on the left-hand side. And then the 2 swatches on the right-hand side, we have Happy Hour, and then we have Magic Hour. All right, I think I'm gonna try and use these 2 shades. I'm gonna try and use Rush Hour and Power Hour, and the After Hours one, which is a little bit more berry, I'm gonna save for another video because the eyeshadow quad that we're gonna be playing with is the Tom Ford Desert Fox quad, and that one is very, very warm and kind of smoky, and I feel like this would probably go better. So I am going to apply the Power Hour. Is that what I want to do? No, I'm going, sorry. I'm going to apply the Rush Hour, which is the lighter one. I'm going to apply this all over the cheek, and then I'm going to like accent with the Power Hour, the deeper color, probably just put that on the apples of my cheeks. So I'm just gonna go in with my finger. So this product, it feels quite emollient once you get your finger in there, but it doesn't feel that tacky on the cheeks, which is so great. But you do pick up product very, very easily. And if you don't want a really strong blush look or feel, you may want to just like tap the pan instead of swirling the way I do, and I just pick up a lot of product. So I'm just going to spread this shade all over, all the way back to my temples, over my apples here, and bring it down a little bit. Since I don't have bronzer down, I feel like I can be kind of I don't know, all over messy with this application. It's not that big of a deal. And then do the same thing over here. Oh, this color is so pretty. All the way back there, bring it down. These cream blushes have such a beautiful texture. I really, really love this product from Tower 28. They're just, oh, they're so easy to use, so easy to blend out. And then, like I said, they're really emollient, which I think helps with the blending. But once they kind of set down, they don't feel powdery or anything, but they're not, you know, they're not tacky, they're not sticky. They just sit so nicely on the cheeks. So that is Rush Hour applied. So pretty. This is gonna be such a good one for the spring, summer. And then let's go ahead and apply some of the Power Hour. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna swirl. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap my finger in here just a little bit, just to pick up just the teensiest bit. And I'm just gonna apply this to the apples of my cheeks. And it'll just give me a little bit more, you know, like heat. All right, so this side, I just put that Power Hour down on top of the Rush Hour, and then this is just Rush Hour. So this is like, you know, really natural. I look healthy, I look youthful. This looks like There's a little bit of flush. Ooh, so pretty. Add a little bit to this side. And so I'm just focusing it on the apples and kind of blending it over where I applied the Rush Hour. All right, cheeks are on. Oh, I really, really love these Tower 28s. I'm so glad I just went ahead and picked up all the shades. All right, so moving on to highlight, I did pick up this highlighting balm from Merit, and I did get it in the shade Kava. So they had the two shades. They had this Kava shade, which is like a champagne gold, and then they had a rose gold, which I was very drawn to, but I think this one just would work with my skin tone a little bit better. So it comes in this packaging. Oh, wow. Oh, I couldn't figure out what was going on. It's actually kind of sweating. The product is kind of, there's like little dew drops on the top of this. I thought it was like a pattern in there. So I guess this is a very emollient product. Oh yeah, that's all like oils that have kind of risen up. So I'm just gonna kind of swatch it on the back of my hand here, mix all of those oils in with the stick. But that's what the highlight looks like. I hope it's not too oily because I don't want it to break down whatever I'm applying it, you know, on top of. So I'm just going to use my finger again. I'm just going to pick up some product that way. Yeah, this is a really, I don't know if you can tell how shiny it is. It's really kind of an oily product. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so the first, am I reading the right box? Hold on. Yes. So the first ingredient is squalane, and the second ingredient is olive fruit oil. So yeah, this is going to be very emollient. But again, I don't mind emollients as long as it's not sticky and it doesn't break down when I'm putting it on top of. Well, that sheen is beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. That is pretty. And I'm just kind of taking a close inspection here. I think it broke down my blush a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. It kind of wore away some of my blush here. Like there's just less of it underneath the highlight. But the good news is it's sitting on top of the foundation really nicely. I mean, these are both Merit products, the highlighter and the foundation. So that's nice that they play well together. But yeah, I may have to go in with a little bit more blush. Let's see if I layer this on top of the highlight, if that works. Yeah, that looks okay. It feels precarious though. It feels like the blush may not stick. Again, we'll have to see as the day wears on. I'll definitely leave some info in my pinned comment. Okay, let's try on this side. That looks a little bit better. I didn't pick up quite as much of the highlight for this side, so maybe I just went in a little bit too hard. You can probably also see like how much shinier it is. So I'm definitely using less product on this side, and I don't feel like the blush is being eaten away. I really like the effect of this balm though. It's such a pretty highlight. I think this would probably do better with other powder products. I feel like if this was sitting on top of powder, it would just kind of like settle in. The powder may actually help it set down a little bit, or if I even powdered on top or use this as a highlight base. But I don't think it's gonna play that nicely with like another cream product. It could just be the Tower 28 too. The two things may just not get along, which is fine. But I do really like this glow. All right, so that is the Merit Highlighting Balm in Kava. Let's move on to, the eyebrows. Oh, I'm so excited. So Merit has also come out with Brow 1980. It's a volumizing pomade, and I got it in the shade brown. There are 3 shades. There's like a blonde. The brown one that I got is in the middle, and then there's, I don't know what the deepest shade is called, maybe brunette or dark brown. But I wanted to get the middle shade, this one, because it was described to have like a cool undertone, which I prefer for my brows. So, ooh, this is nice. Comes in shiny gold packaging. And here is the spoolie. So it's a little bit longer than my Tom Ford spoolie, which is okay. And I don't think this has fibers in it. I think this is just pomade, which is okay. But I think I love the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel because it has a little bit of everything. It has a little bit of fiber. It has a little bit of hold from the pomade. The shades work really well for my brows. But let's see how this one goes. Ooh, so far so good. I also like when the gel or pomade isn't too wet. That was my problem with like the Anastasia one. I can't remember what that one is called. Maybe I think it's just called brow pomade. But it looks like this, and oof, that one was messy, really, really messy, and I just couldn't use it. I think this shade is fine. I really like the texture of this, actually. It's really Goldilocks, like not too dry, not too wet, really easy to use. I really, really like the texture. Like I said, not too dry, not too wet, which is terrible. It's so terrible when it's too wet. This is really, really nice. And I like the way my brows look. My brows look very like neat, which is great. Oh, I am very impressed by this. So it's a volumizing pomade. Nice. Okay, let's move over to the Tom Ford eyeshadow quad. I really didn't think I was going to be picking up Desert Fox or Insolent Rose, which was sold out on Sephora, but I couldn't resist. I could not resist. Yeah, this is prettier in person than it is on the Sephora site because the browns over here are a little bit softer. Oh, that's nice. So here are some swatches of this, and I'm going in like clockwise direction. So we have 3 mattes, and then we have that gold satin shade, which is really pretty. But this could really end up being like a nice new everyday palette. All right, guys, I thought it'd be helpful to do some Desert Fox comparison swatches. So the first set here is with the Coco Mirage quad, which unfortunately has been discontinued, but you can see that the Coco Mirage is quite a bit more neutral than the Desert Fox. And here it is swatched next to the De La Creme quad. It is quite a bit warmer. They have a similar kind of format with the 3 mattes and the 1 shimmer shade, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. And here we have it next to the Leopard Sun quad. And this is probably the closest, I would say, in kind of feeling, because it has that warm, rich, kind of reddish brown shimmery shade in that Leopard Sun quad. But all of the shades in the Leopard Sun have a little bit of shimmer to them, and it's a much more glitzy kind of palette compared to the Desert Fox. And lastly, I thought I would swatch it next to the Suspicion quad, which is quite a bit different. The shades in the Suspicion quad are all of the wet dry formula, so it's going to give a completely different feel on the lids versus the Desert Fox, and the color story is also quite different. I wonder how this one's going to blend out. So I'm going to start with this shade in the upper right hand corner because I feel like that would be, for my skin tone, that's like the transition shade. I've got my Sonia G Blender Pro brush, and I'm just going to start on the outer corner here. Ooh, you can really see like the reddish undertone there. I really like that when it comes to brown tones. They're not too warm, too orangey in tone, blending out beautifully. I love the pigmentation, not too much, not too little. Oh yeah, this is blending nicely. I really like this transition shade. Really, really beautiful. So I'm going to use this shade down here as liner. These 2 shades, they look very close in the pan, and I was a little bit worried about that when I first opened it, but when I swatch it, this shade is like considerably deeper. So I'm going to use it as liner. I've got my Sonia G Smudger 1 brush here. Just going to apply this to the lash line. And when I was reading the description of this palette, when it described these browns as having like a rich red undertone, that's really what kind of sealed the deal for me. And I am so glad they weren't exaggerating it anyway. Can you see like the red undertone to this deeper shade? It's like really nice and red. And again, I just feel like it makes the brown look really rich. All right, so here is this eye lined with that deeper shade. This is without. Next, I'm going to take my Rephr number 2 brush and go into this gold shade and apply this into the inner corner here. Oh, wow. Very rich, rich gold shade here. And I'm going to go back to the Blender Pro brush that I was using with the first shade and just blend all this out. Maybe pick up just a little bit more of that first shade that I used in the upper right-hand corner and just blend it into the gold shade. A little bit more there. All right, there is Desert Fox. I didn't use this peachy matte shade. I do think that would be nice, you know, if you wanted to do a brow bone highlight or something, but I don't think it's light enough for like an inner corner or anything. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave that one out. I'm pretty sure it's just like the color of my skin tone. But those are the 3 other shades on my eyes. I like this quad a lot more than I thought I would. Again, that red undertone really did it for me with the browns. This gold is so much warmer and has a lot more impact than I thought. And there's just something about, damn that Tom Ford. There's just something about his quads that even if I feel like, oh, they're not that special looking. Oh, we've got another like, you know, smoky kind of like brown palette or whatever. They always just look really sexy. There's something very, very sexy about his makeup. It's so low key because I don't look at this palette and think like, yes, I'm going to sex it up with this eyeshadow quad. But once I get it on, I just feel like it always looks very sultry. Is that a better word maybe? I don't know. They just always work really well for me. All right, so that is the Tom Ford eyeshadow quad in Desert Fox. Let me go ahead and put on some mascara. I did not get any new mascara because I'm trying not to purchase any new mascara, and we'll be back to play with the Say lip gloss. All right, now for the Say Really Great Gloss, incredibly juicy lip gloss, and I got it in the shade Easy, which I believe is the palest shade. It was described as like a sheer pink. Here is the packaging, and this is like a matte gray. It's really nice. I've got like a paddle applicator here. It has like a baked good kind of smell. Is that like cake batter? Vanilla? I don't know. I can never differentiate between the two, but something like that. Oh, I like the formula. Not sticky at all. It's not glossy at all. It actually feels more like how the Merit one was described, kind of like a lip oil, lip balm kind of hybrid. A little bit on the thinner side, so I do feel like it's kind of like soaking into my lips. Really, really nice. And this color is, you know, Easy is the perfect name for it. It really is very, very easy. It's super clear. There's just the slightest hint of like a milkiness to my lips. Well, this is exactly what I was expecting. So very, very happy with like the shade. Really nice. I'm getting like little stringy bits though, which is not attractive at all. Hold on. That's better. Maybe it's because I had that lip balm on underneath. Anyway, that is the Say Easy lip gloss on. Wow, so that is my try on haul from Sephora. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the shop with me yesterday where I actually purchased these things online with you. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and don't forget to check my pinned comment down below letting you know how everything wore, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.